In this video, I'm going to review over dental cone beam CT scans. CT scans are something that we've seen hospitals use in imagery for a long time. They've used it for decades, but it's something that's relatively new in the dental field. Probably the last 3 to 5 years, we've started seeing dental offices, specialty offices, start to use CT scan technology. And really, where it picked up is as more and more offices were purchasing digital panoramic machines, they're able to put that CT scan technology into a panoramic machine. If you're already buying a new panoramic machine, why wouldn't you buy one that could do even fancier things? The specialties that you're going to see this in more commonly are going to be either oral surgeons or in a perio office or periodontal office where they do a lot of implants. But a cone beam just means the cone beam, just like we've been using. It actually, the PID used to be referred to as a cone. So cone beam is just your traditional radiation. The CT scan stands for computed tomography, meaning that the information collected during that radiographic exposure is then put together differently by the computer. So you get your image, but then the computer is able to use the data collected during that image to recreate a three-dimensional reconstruction of that patient's jaw or whatever was scanned. Okay, this is kind of that same information. I've just explained it out a little bit more. The CBCT scan does, and that just stands for cone beam computed tomography. It does just let the computer create a 3D reference or 3D model of whatever you're taking a radiograph of. Let's see. Okay, everything else I think you can just read in there. The very bottom little section is talking about how it's like taking a multi-layered cake and you've got all the different slices and how you put those different slices together to create the one cake. Another analogy is that instead of just using layers of a cake, if you're familiar at all with the Body Museum in Atlanta, one of the displays that they have, they've taken a body, they froze it, and then they actually sliced it in these very, very thin slices. Okay? You can look at each individual slice, but then you're able to look at the slice as it kind of goes together and makes one big image. And that's what CT scans do. It takes an image in layers, and then the computer takes that data and creates one big image, but those slices, those layers are still available. So I'm going to spend probably the rest of the video explaining how to read them. That's not something you're going to be expected necessarily to do, but if you get into an office and they use a lot of CT scan or CBCT scan technology, I want you to be familiar enough with it that you know what you're looking at. That way you're a little more comfortable, reading the images and looking at the images as the dentist or doctor is talking about them. So what you see here on this image, and hopefully my cursor is showing up, is you've got a traditional pan image. Okay, that's a traditional panoramic image. But what you're also seeing in here is they've added in kind of a pink fuchsia little sketching, I think, of the mandibular canals. So they're showing you what the mandibular canals, where they're located, but I want you to follow those mandibular canals because we're going to see those in some other images. But one of the things I want to point out to you before we go to the next slide is this little yellow bar that goes across here with all the little measurements in it. You've got another one here and another one here. What you're looking at in this image is one big panoramic, a traditional pan that you're used to, but you're also looking at each of these little yellow lines is a slice. Okay, those are your vertical slices that create the image. We'll go to the next slide. What you're looking at here is you've got this blue line that is the edge, and then a blue line that is your edge. And then each of these little yellow lines, as you go across this little ruler, is represented here. So if you were looking at this image, each of these yellow lines is a slice. So you can either look at it as an image, the traditional panoramic here, and you see those little slices, but they've made one big image of it. Or in this axial slice, you're actually looking at if they had, cut across the head right about the maxilla and they're, giving you a little slice, you can see the outside layer or outside edge of the patient's face. This is their spinal column. This is their airway here. And this is actually the maxilla. Okay? So when you're looking at this, what you're looking at are these yellow lines here are actually represented in these yellow lines here. So if you took this panoramic and you made a slice up each one of those yellow lines, this is where they would be. Okay, the center blue line here with the little green arrow pointing at it is the same blue line here. So in this image, that exact spot is also this exact spot, and they intersect right there. So this exact spot is this exact spot. Okay, so that's kind of just to give you an idea of what you're looking at. Now, this is actually the mandible. So if you're looking at the mandible and you've got 1, 2, 3 images before you start to see mandibular canal. So in slice 20, 22, 24, and 26 is where you start to see that mandibular canal showing up. Well, if you look here, this slice starts before the mandibular canal on this left side. So slices 1, 2, 3 didn't have any mandibular canal. This is where the mandibular canal first became visible in these vertical slices. Okay, so if this top corner is a horizontal slice, this bottom corner are vertical slices. So 26 through 30 is just kind of making your way back through here. Number 40 is this blue line, that slice. The blue line is the blue square outlined. So I've clicked on, when they made this image, they clicked on number 40 image. That's why the blue line is right there and right there. If you wanted to visualize a different area, you could just click on a different place, and this whole section between the red arrows would move to that new section. You would get a new section of slices vertically here, and a new area would be highlighted in horizontal slice here. But since we have all of the data, not just a panoramic, two-dimensional image, you've got your slices horizontally and vertically, the computer is able to take that information and create a 3D reconstruction of what the patient's jaw, teeth, whatever you're looking for. You can reconstruct that with the computer. Okay, so now we're going to look at a different image. Okay, this is just a different software, but it works basically the same. So they've taken their panoramic, if this is your traditional panoramic, and they're looking at one area in particular. So they've clicked on it. They've clicked on it here. So this is just a blown up version of that square. They can look at it from different perspectives. So you've got 1, 2, 3 little images here. Okay, those 1, 2, 3 images are images 1, 2, and 3. Or you can look at it in this horizontal slice, 1, 2, and 3. So what you're able to do, this just gives you fewer vertical slices, but it doesn't matter. You're looking at that one area. So what they're trying to decide, if they were going to place these 2 implants, again, you've got your mandibular canal highlighted in pink, but if you were trying to place these 2 implants, they're trying to decide what angulation would be best, and they can figure out where is the thickness of the bone by looking at the horizontal slice, and they can also look at any indentations or thin areas, like this one's a little too close to that facial surface here. But they also, if you can see that purple outline, that's your mandibular canal. So they've outlined it here. You can see where the mandibular canal starts way up here in this horizontal slice. But in the vertical slices, you can see that mandibular canal present. They know not to go too far. You can see where this white outlined implant is and how close it is to the mandibular canal. And then this is the orange one here. This is just that space that's between them. If you see that yellow line that goes up right between them, that's what this slice is. Okay, that line that goes straight between them, that's what this slice is. So slices 1, 2, and 3 are literally 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, this is just a different view. They've actually limited it to just one of the vertical slices, but you've got your pan. They've clicked on to kind of zoom in and look at one area. There it is there. This is your vertical slice looking at probably just the center. Since these are both molars, that's probably just right down the center of those second molars. Or sorry, that's your first molar. And then this is a horizontal slice, and it's just showing you kind of where they're taking that image from. And then this is your 3D reconstructed model here, just kind of showing you what those bones look like. Okay. Now, up here you see this little icon, and it was on the slide before. What they can do here is rotate and turn this image. So if they turned it, they could have that skull face whichever direction they wanted, and this turns with it so they can look at different areas in that reconstruction. So that's what CBCT scans are, and that's how you read them. And I just wanted you to be familiar with them if you ended up in an office that uses them. And that was it.